everybody, we're Lakeside Interns, and today we'll be teaching you about stoichiometry using real-world experiences.
Our scenario involves 33 people wanting to go canoeing at the same time.
Each canoe can hold 3 people and each canoe needs 2 oars.
And our question is, how many oars do we need for all 33 people to fit in the canoes?
What do we know? Here's the information we were given at the beginning of the problem. There are 33 people total. There are 3 people per canoe, and there are 2 oars per canoe. So here we have, what do we want to know? This is the question we are trying to solve. And the question is, how many oars are needed for 33 campers to go canoeing? Now we have our question written up with our knowns. The first thing that we'll start with is the 33 people. We know that there are 33 people wanting to go canoeing. So we're going to put that as a start. And then I like to look back at our knowns and see where I can go next. And I see that there's a people here, so we're going to use that known. And this says 33 people per canoe. So we're going to use that down here. And we want the people to cancel, so we have to make sure that the people go on the bottom. So there are 3 people per 1 canoe. And we've used this unit and we've used this known. So the last known that we're left with is 2 oars per canoe. And we see that here that the word canoe is on the top and we want to cancel with canoe on the bottom. So we'll write in this known down here. So there'll be 1 canoe has 2 oars. So now we've used up all our knowns and we want to make sure to cancel our units as we go so we know that we're ending up with the unit that we want. So people cancels with people and canoe cancels with canoe, and we're left with oars. And I look back at our question here and it says how many oars are needed for 33 campers. And I look back and double check that the oars match the units in the question. So I think we're good to go to multiply and divide. So all the units in the top can be multiplied, and then that will be divided by the unit in the bottom. So we have 33 times 1 times 2, which is 66. And 66 will be divided by 3. And 66 divided by 3 is 22. So we can write that 22 oars are necessary for 33 campers to go canoeing. So we will be leaving you with a problem that is more applicable to a chemistry setting. So the question is, how many moles of nitrogen oxide are formed with these knowns? So our knowns are, there are 824 grams of ammonia, 17.03 grams of ammonia per 1 mole of ammonia, and then that there are 2 moles of ammonia per 1 mole of nitric oxide. Please take a second to pause this video, work on this problem, and then come back to the video after you are done. So here's the completed problem. We'll start at the beginning. So there are 824 grams of ammonia that were given at the beginning. That was a known in the problem. So we'll start with that, and then we can cross that off since we used that known. Looking at this unit, we know that ammonia is the unit we're looking for. So we look at our units and see which one has ammonia in them. And again, this has to match all parts. So we have grams of ammonia and this matches with grams of ammonia. So that is our next puzzle piece. We have to make sure that we can cross out the units. So we put 17.03 grams of ammonia on the bottom per 1 mole of ammonia. And again, you stop and ask yourself, after this unknown was used, which unknown is left? So we have 1 more unknown left. And then rearranging it so that we can cross out the moles of ammonia, and we put 2 moles of ammonia on the bottom with 1 mole of nitric oxide on the top. At this point, we look back at our question, and the question is asking how many moles of nitrogen oxide are formed. It looks like we are ending up with this nitric oxide in the end. We can cross off all the units. Grams of ammonia cancel, moles of ammonia cancel. we are left with nitric oxide, which is what we want. So then we multiply across the top. So we multiply 824 grams times 1 times 1, and then we divide all of that by 17.03 times 2. And that will give you 24.2 moles of nitric oxide.